Hey, hi, how are you? Welcome back to the ADHD podcast, episode 4,
I
right?
believe so.
Yeah, 4. This week we have a special event, special episode. As I'm sure none of you are aware, I am a fan of The Big Bang Theory, and you know, Sheldon Cooper once had a show called Fun with Flags. So here we are doing our scuffed rendition of let's rate the U.S. state
Wait.
flag.
Was that your inspiration for this section?
No, maybe.
No. Anyways, keep going. Keep going.
Okay. So here we have my browser with the U.S. state flags, and we're gonna be ranking these. We're gonna put in the tier list. We are going to judge state flags, and for those of you who are listening who are not from the states, well, I'm surprised you found this in the first place. And second off, some of these are pretty much just like direct copies of each other and are pretty poor. So there's going to be a lot of low tiers.
Yeah, some of them are pretty bad.
Yeah, but there are some pretty sick flags, if I do say so myself. So
Should we
I
start with
just
our personal favorites, or should we wait until they come up on the list?
I just realized I need to like screen record this so you can actually see what I'm doing. Otherwise, you're just gonna be blind here. I mean, I guess I could
Dude,
tell
I've
you.
just got them all memorized.
I guess as a U.S. citizen, it is imperative
Fun
that.
fact, as a U.S. citizen, you have to know every flag, and if you don't, you're shot for treason.
Oh yeah, that is 100%
Uh,
accurate. And for those of you not in the
Literally, it's
states,
just true.
it's factual.
You can't
Um.
you can't prove us wrong.
All right. So first up on the tier list, we have the flag of Alaska.
Okay, honestly,
I'd
this is
say
probably one of like my top ones.
I was gonna say
I,
it's pretty simplistic, but like it's better than some of the others. So I'd say it's pretty high up. I'd give it an A tier, maybe not S
yeah,
tier, but like definitely not B or lower.
I definitely would say like high B, low A is where it belongs.
Yeah, that one's pretty solid.
I think we have the old Alabama flag,
No, this is the current
or
Alabama
not
flag.
Alabama. Which one was the one that just changed it recently?
Florida,
Mississippi, the third row far
Mississippi.
right. I believe Mississippi
Oh,
changed their flag from that recently.
oh yeah, they did. As of January 11th this year, they have changed their flag.
Why don't we put both in? We can rank them both.
I'll have to edit putting that. I'll have to put that in post, but we'll deal with that when we get to Mississippi. Um,
Yeah, we'll just verbally say like old flag, new flag, and we'll place it at the mean.
actually, where's the which one's the old Mississippi? You said
The
third.
old one is the one with the Confederate stars and
This one.
bars.
Okay.
The one you have.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
They got rid of that.
they didn't like the Confederate flag very much. They kind of threw that out the window.
I think they liked it a little too much.
Yeah, I think that's mainly the issue. It wasn't so much of they had it; it was more like they had it and they liked it too much to the point where it was kind of like,
That I believe is the new one. Where
yep,
it's got the stars, the flower. Yeah, we'll deal with
yeah.
that when we get to it.
All right. So next up on the list, we have the flag of Alabama,
Honestly,
Sweet Home
I like
Alabama.
how minimalist it is.
It,
But
it is it is okay, but the connotation that comes with Alabama, I feel like that
I
has to drop it
also
down.
I also do not like that like there's nothing there that says like that speaks to me as Alabama. Like
Yeah,
if you showed me that and I didn't know it was Alabama's flag, like I wouldn't know that like how that represents Alabama. Like it's not clear how it actually represents them. I would give it a high
Actually,
D,
no,
low C.
you're wrong. This is a pretty good representation because
It's their family tree.
I mean, I wasn't. You said it. I mean, but there's a
uh,
there's a lot of there's a lot of red X's in Alabama. Just like do not just stop, just stop. That's
stop,
like
stop.
half of
That's my
what you have to
sister.
say in Alabama. Half of the conversations in Alabama lead with just stop, just stop.
Sir, stop, stop.
So yeah, I'd say probably C tier.
Yeah,
I already
I'd say
forgot
D or
what.
C.
Okay, D or C. Eh. Yeah, I'd say still C because it's better than some of the other ones.
I guess.
Um,
All right.
for those of you who don't know how to pronounce this, it is Arkansas.
No,
We have the flag of Arkansas here.
the last one wasn't
This
on the nose enough. This one, I don't like text on flags. It usually doesn't look good.
really, you're not a fan of
Yeah,
it?
I
Because
don't like flags that just are like text.
I mean, I
Like
understand that, but like this one's so symmetrical and nice. It reminds me of like the Las Vegas sign. Maybe that's
it
maybe
does.
that's why I like it. It's just because it reminds me of Las Vegas, but which I don't know why I like Las Vegas. I hate Las Vegas, but I like the sign.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit too like it kind of feels like they just were told to make a flag, so they made one.
But the cool thing is it still represents America because you still got the red, white, and blue. You got the stars. So it's still
True.
like, I think it's a cool representation. I mean, we could
I
throw.
personally would put it as a C.
I
What
would
about
say
you?
so. Yeah, a C as well. The lettering kind of knocks it down a bit.
I love this next one.
I was gonna say the same thing. This for me, you know where I'd put this?
S tier. No
Solid S
question.
tier. Arizona.
Want to tell our yeah,
Arizona
Arizona.
has such a sick flag. Like, I just, it's cool. And I don't really know how I mean, I guess it kind of represents Arizona because it's like the rising sun and it's a desert and the sun
There's
is
nothing
hot.
but
The
the
deserts
sun.
are hot. You got this. It's just like the sun's beating down. I think it's a sick looking flag though. Pretty
I
minimalistic too. Nice colors.
I would definitely say it's one of the best state flags.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Next up we have the Florida Republic. The state Florida flag. No, this is the Californian flag. This one, I love this flag, but the lettering is just kind of like, and like
Actually,
California
I really
Republic.
like this one
But like,
because
what is the California Republic? What is the California? I don't even know what the California Republic is.
for like a year, not even a year, for like a couple months, there was an independent California republic, much like there was Texas when it declared independence from Mexico before joining the U.S.
I see. I see.
And
But
so it's a
like,
call to that.
I don't really like that though, because it's like we're kind of past that. California, you're not independent. You can't live on your own. You're a part of the U.S.
Yes, but I still think it's cool because, California is a very big and very populous state that's very just influential. And it is kind of its own little ecosystem. People from California are just kind of their own breed.
They are. They are kind of just different from everything else. Um,
But I personally like it. I would say it's a B.
yeah, we'll throw that in the B tier. It's not. I mean, it is unique. I like the bear. I like the simplicity, kind of, but I don't know. It also doesn't. It's it's pretty plain, simple. Next up we have Colorado. This one,
Interesting.
you,
It's very unique compared to all the other ones.
yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Um, it's kind of bland, but then again, it's not as boring as some of the other ones. I'd probably
It,
throw this one in either the B or C tier.
I'd say C. I like how unique it is, but honestly, it's not amazing. There's nothing big that stands out to me about it,
Yeah.
worthy of a higher tier.
Uh-huh. Next up, we have the flag of Connecticut. Now, this is kind of getting into territory of like you're looking like some of the other states here. Not a huge fan of the plain blue background with like a seal on the front. I think that's kind of cheap and lame and boring way to go. So, but this one
Yeah,
does have kind of it has kind of like the English house, like you know how
feel to it.
yeah, like
Like the
Scotland or
crest, the family
yeah, the
crest.
family crest. That's what it kind of reminds me of. So I do like it a little more in that respect because it's not just a bland seal. It's kind of like the family crest. It's a little bit more.
For
Uh,
me, I personally would say it's a D tier. Um, just cause like it's you're copying your friend's homework.
yeah. England said you can copy it, but don't make it look exactly the same. And then we were like, all right, we're gonna like just take the outline, but change a couple numbers. So into the D tier with the Connecticut flag. Next up,
Yeah.
Flag of Delaware. Um, I've actually never seen this flag before. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I
it's actually a fairly newer one. I think they changed it in like the 60s.
really. Oh, actually, it says here
I,
1913, I believe.
oh yeah, well,
So
yeah,
60s is that was pretty close. Um,
in the scope of the universe, that's like a nanosecond in the scope of the universe.
yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. I don't know. I do
I,
like the color scheme. I really
it's
like
original.
it is. Um, again, it's got the text. December 7th, 1787. I don't know. Is that it's like Independence Day?
I think that's when it. What state was it again?
Delaware.
Delaware became December 7th, 1787 is when they
Yeah.
became a state.
Okay.
So I can get the little bit of like yeah we're a state.
Yeah, but it's also got that same crest vibe. If you know,
Honestly, I'd say it's better than the blue background ones just because it's not blue. Like
yeah,
they chose a different color
it
palette
shows
and
like
it's actually
seafoam
quite
green.
colorful.
I really like that greenish blue background. I think it's super like appealing to the eye. I would throw this.
Say a
Hmm,
C or a B
yeah, high C, low B. Oh, we'll throw it in the B tier. We'll even out a little bit.
for
Um,
now.
for now, we'll see how we feel later. Next up, we have the flag of Florida, the state of Florida, the state of
Now,
the problem with this country. I mean, what? Sorry. Uh,
now this one's interesting because it follows the same like seal pattern as a lot of the other blue ones, but then
but
it's
then they
got like
stole
the
Alabama.
Alabama background.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. They're like
Um,
taking stuff from other flags.
I personally, I think it's all right. I don't think there's anything too special about it. I'd say it's definitely a passing grade. It deserves a C.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really put it up in a B tier. I'd just leave it in C. But would you say it's above the Alabama flag or below because of the seal?
I would say a little bit above, just because they've done a bit more to show their state.
Yeah, because I feel like
So I'd
that's
say
the
it's
problem with like Alabama is it's like it doesn't really represent their state at all. At least this one says, "Hey, we're Florida, not Alabama." So
yeah.
we're not that low, but they're still kind of down there. Moving on to our next flag, the flag of Georgia.
Yeah.
Hey,
Now
you got
this
it.
one's a bit interesting, because it's kind of got like colony U.S. vibes,
Yeah,
but at the same time, that is actually kind of the Confederate like national flag, which kind of bumps it down a couple points,
yeah.
because
Because
that's
for those of you that didn't know, yeah, the Confederates lost the war like 200 years ago.
not 200, like 150.
Okay, yeah, 150. Shut up.
They lost, and they were pretty anti-American, seen as they tried to leave the U.S. So modeling a state flag after them, to me at least, I feel like
It's kind of sad.
not a good influence for your state flag being wanting to leave the Union.
Yeah, that's like us, uh, trying to leave Britain, but then Britain actually said, no, you're going to still be a part of Britain. And then we're like, guess we'll just make the American flag still. And they're like, but you're still a part of Britain. And we go, yes, but we have our own flag. Kind of
We
just
don't
a
want
sour
to think
taste in the
about it.
mouth. You don't want to think about it. I'd throw it in D tier.
Yeah, for me it's a D. It's a low D as well, like a D minus.
Yeah. Um, this next one, I know I just ragged on copying the flag of the Union Jack, but we have the flag of Hawaii,
Okay,
which
this one I have a little bit of a take on this. I think it's an A just because of the history behind the flag.
and what is that
They
history? You want to fill us in on that?
so Hawaii was kind of a hot spot for sugar, and before it joined the U.S., it was, an independent kingdom, and independent countries need a flag for like their navy and stuff. And so they wanted to remain neutral between like the three great powers in the region, which were the US, the UK, and surprisingly Russia. They had a couple forts around the island. You can still visit them actually. And so they kind of made a mesh of all three. So they took like the shape and stuff from the US flag with the stripes and then the
The
like
upper left
seal
hand
or
corner.
whatever in the top left. They put the Union Jack in the top left, and they chose the color pattern of the Russian Empire's flag, the white, blue, and red.
I thought they
And
were white, red, blue.
one of the two, but effectively they took the color pattern to pretty much try and be like in the middle.
That's kind of cool. I never knew that. I always
Yeah,
wondered
so
why the Union Jack was on the flag. I'm like, you're under America. You belong to
so
us.
for me at least, this flag I feel like is a B or an A, just because it has such an interesting history behind it.
Yeah,
Because I don't know, I just think it's neat.
we'll throw it in the A tier. It's got an excuse for stealing flag ideas. It's got a
Iowa,
purpose. Yeah, the next
Iowa's
one
next, right?
is Iowa. If you couldn't tell by the Iowa on the flag.
I think
Uh,
it's kind of weird that they have the French background. Um,
yeah, I was noticing that. I'm like, obviously like red, white, and blue is pretty generic for flags as it goes, but like when it's in the same order as like another nation, it's kind of like, little sus, man. You supporting the French over there?
okay, so from what I remember, yeah, Iowa, I think, hold on, let me check. Yeah, Iowa was a part of New France, like the French
Really?
colony of America. Yeah, I'll throw a picture to you right now. And so I'm guessing that they got their inspiration. See, most of Iowa was part of New France.
You know, that actually doesn't surprise me because Iowa kind of seems as much of a pushover as France is. So,
Let everyone just ignore their state.
yeah, there's that. And I feel like Iowa would be that kind of state that's like that tries to put up a fight, but the other states kind of just like you're not really worth the effort to like
Just go around.
fight. Just go around. Yeah, like you're gonna build a wall, the Maginot Line 2. Nah, we'll just go around.
Two, this time in Iowa.
Yeah. So the Iowa flag, it's French. I'd say it's pretty low on the totem pole.
I
Uh,
think it's interesting that they're calling back to their history. Don't think they did an amazing job on it, to be honest. If I had to rank it, I would say
Obviously,
maybe a C or a D.
we'll go with the D
It
tier.
does.
We'll go with a high D tier. This does not stem from my distaste towards the French or anything.
No, we don't have any strong feelings towards the French verbally.
Verbally. keyword. Next up, we have the most fantastic, the best, the most S+ tier flag of all time, the Idaho flag. You know why
Idaho
it's
flag.
you know why it's
Unbiased here.
tier? Yeah, S+ tier. It's because they grow all our potatoes. Actually, that's a lie. I think Wyoming actually exports more, or sorry, Washington exports more potatoes than Idaho, which is
I believe so.
ironic because it's Idaho. The only thing you think of Idaho is potato.
Yeah.
But this is a pretty sad flag, if I'm being
It
honest.
it's pretty rough.
It falls into the blue background, boring seal on the front. So, do we want to throw just all those in like the F tier?
I
feel
am
like
perfectly fine just throwing all of the blue backgrounds into the F tier,
I was
just
gonna
like
say
right now.
that might be a little harsh, but at the same time, like guys, come on.
We'll do it case by case, because
Come
I
on.
think there are a couple blue backgrounds that are a bit better, but
Yeah,
this one is not.
Yeah, this it's staying there. It's staying there, guys. If you have something to say about it, comment section.
Maybe
Alrighty.
throw another tier level, make it F minus for the really bad blue background.
Yeah, like the word, like I'm not reading ahead or anything, but some of these. Okay, next up we have Illinois. Flag of
I like Illinois, to be honest. I like
Illinois.
the eagle. I like
It
the
is
kind of
pretty
banner.
cool.
They got the little shield.
The shield is what I really like because you don't see that very often. I don't remember where I saw it, but I just remember as a kid seeing like the American shield, and I just thought that was
Captain America.
yeah, but like it's a different type of like American shield. But you don't see that same thing like anywhere else.
No, you don't.
And obviously the bald eagle, it's pretty sick. It's pretty cool, and it's not a blue background; it's a white background. They changed it up, so
I'll
I
take
would
it.
I would throw this in like the B tier.
Yeah, like a low B, high C. It's definitely like not the peak of what we can make, but it's definitely not bad.
Yeah. It's got some unique aspects to it. This strange one is the flag of Indiana, looking like a torch. Do you know what the story is behind this one?
I don't actually. I don't know much about Indiana.
It's okay, because neither do I. It's one of those states you don't really hear about. Like
They
honestly,
keep to their own. They
I
don't cause problems.
I don't know what goes on in Indiana. I can't even think of like what the capital of Indiana is.
Oh, you didn't have to learn them all for school?
I
Let
did, but
me go
like
through
I
the song
forgot those.
in my head.
Oh no. We're gonna be sitting here for a while. Indiana. It's not a seal, but it is a blue background, and it's pretty lackluster in color. It's literally just two-tone.
I think it's Indianapolis.
Is it really?
Hold on, I'm gonna Google this.
That's kind of sad if it is. It's like naming California's what do you call that? Capital, like Cali.
Yeah, Indianapolis.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's It used to be in Corydon, but they moved it to Indianapolis in 1825, and since has remained there.
Alrighty then. Indiana.
Pretty bad.
I would say it's pretty bad. It's literally just two colors, a torch with a bunch of random ass stars, its name, and
sure
the infamous blue background.
I'm sure the stars represent something. Just, it doesn't show. A flag should present your nation. I shouldn't have to research your nation to understand.
And like I like to think of this in terms of wearing it as a shirt. Am I going to be proud walking around with the Indianapolis flag on my shirt? Probably not.
Dude, that's a rough life. That's how you get bullied in school.
I would throw that in the D tier. It's not very exciting. It's not F tier quality because it's not a seal in a blue background, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's definitely bad.
Next up, Kansas. We're not in Kansas anymore.
We're in the flag tier list. I can
We're
speak English.
in the tag fleer list.
Kansas F. Instant F.
Yeah,
They got the ugly text. They got the blue background with the seal.
bro.
Terrible.
But the thing that really gets me is that sunflower on top. I don't know if it's just you or I don't know if it's just me, but I hate sunflowers. I think sunflowers look stupid, and putting it on a flag,
I'm a tulip
like,
man.
what are you doing? I'm more of a rose guy, but sunflowers are just like F tier of flowers, so it's only fitting that you put the F tier flower on an F tier flag.
Next episode, flower tier list?
Hopefully not. I don't actually know anything about flowers.
No, me either. Alright, next one.
Kentucky. It's kind of hard to
F.
see here, but yeah, it's just two dudes. One of them's a Native American, one of them's like a colonial, and it just says, Commonwealth of Kentucky, united we stand, divided we fall, and in F tier you will divide or fall.
Alright, who's got the pelican? Hank Green would love this.
This one's actually kind of sick, not gonna lie. This is the Louisiana flag. Now, I don't know. Actually, no, I could kind of see where you'd get the swan or whatever this pelican is for Louisiana. Because I have some family over in the swamps over there. Not specifically in Louisiana, but
in the bayou.
Over in the bayou there, and they get a lot of these birds. I forget what they're called.
They like cranes.
Yeah, it's like a swallow. I don't know what the actual bird is, but I just know they're tall white birds like this with long necks, and they get a lot of them, and like a lot of them.
They look kind of cool.
But yeah, I think this one's super sick. I mean, what other flag has
just a bird?
What, you realize like there's like 3 others with the eagle on it, which is just a bird. But this has
but that's
a mother
bird.
Yeah, but this has a mother bird and 3 little baby birds.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I think it's cool. I would say it's a B tier. I wouldn't throw anything higher, but it's definitely unique, one of a kind. And
you're not going to see other states coming up with that.
Yeah. Next up, Flag of Massachusetts. This is a pretty old flag. Let's see, when was the... Okay, maybe it's not as old as I thought. 1908 was the last time it was updated. But Massachusetts is an old state, and it represents its age pretty well. You know, you got the Native American archer on the front. You got like a colonial sword and an arm on the top, and then it's got some like Latin words, ensum peti placidium, clavetium. I don't speak French or whatever this language is. I don't know, but it's pretty boring. Not boring. It's just plain. It's plain.
It's plain, but that's okay.
Yeah. I'm curious about the lone star in the corner. I don't know if that has any, like...
I'm sure it means something.
Yeah, I'm sure it does, but, like...
I don't know what it means.
Yeah. And it really hasn't changed. I'm looking at, like, the old versions of it, and this thing has not changed, like, at all. They changed the blue, and that's about it. Since it's, like, conception. But... C tier, D tier, it's not super exciting. Although it does kind of throw back to colonialism. We'll throw it in the D tier. I'm really emphasizing.
I'd say C. C.
We're going with C. This next flag is something to behold.
Is it?
This Which flag do you think this, or which state do you think this flag belongs to? I'm
Oh,
curious
I
if you
know
know.
what it is.
Oh, you
It's
do?
Maryland. I have
Okay, you
family
do
in
know.
Maryland.
Oh, I forgot about that. Well,
I this is a controversial opinion. People are very divided on this flag. I really like it. I really do.
oh boy, oh god, I
I
despise this
see you are
flag.
on the opposite side of the
I think
table.
this is the stupidest. Like, I get it's unique, but it's one thing to be unique, and it's another thing to just be stupid. Like, who came up with this? What color scheme? Oh, this is just a horrible color scheme. It's two different, completely different ideas going in two different directions. Like, it's just a mess.
Okay, so do you want to know why it looks like that?
I am curious if the history of this.
So, do you know what the old like English flag looks like, where it was like the like griffins or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
like the old yeah. So it's the same kind of idea as that. It comes from the coat of arms of the Calvert family that like owned the majority of Maryland, um,
Interesting.
like in the colonial era, and then I believe the other half of it was like the king's flag for the area.
Hmm.
And so it's just kind of a call to like the families of it and like the influential families of Maryland. And I really like it because of how just different it is. Because like when you see that flag, there is no question of who it is. There is no,
That is true.
oh, whose blue square is this today? You're like, oh, here comes Maryland.
I do give
Here
it
they
props
come.
for being different and unique and bold, but I still think it's like vomit color. It's just a vomit of ideas. They just kind of threw shit on there and hoped it'd stick, and I guess it did stick. But
I can recognize that.
and I can recognize that you enjoy this flag, and considering it's not a blue background seal, uh,
How about we agree to give it a C?
I was gonna say put it up in the A just because how much I hate the blue seal, but I'll,
All
I'll
right.
I'll concede on this one. I may not like it. I think it's a mess, but
Oh, it definitely is. Like
I,
I am not denying that it is messy,
I can
but
admit that it's better than any of this.
I'd say B actually. I think B is
Okay,
the most fair to it.
we'll throw it down to B. Next up, following the
Is
Maryland
that
flag.
Montana?
It is the flag of Maine. I don't actually know. My voice just went all over the place there. I don't know what I did. It
Yeah.
is the
The issue
flag.
that I can't tell is immediately a problem.
What?
The fact that we can't tell whose it is without having to like look at the list.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
That's like an immediate red flag for a
It's kind of
flag.
sad. It's kind of the red flag. It's kind of sad when you know other countries' flags better than states' flags of the place you live.
It I would feel worse if it wasn't such a terrible flag.
Honestly, I would feel worse, yeah, if half of these weren't terrible flags.
Like it's just gross. It's just
It's
why you're so unoriginal. You got the blue square. Oh, and
but
then
but the problem is
you
like
put your seal.
everything around the seal is so bland and boring, but they put so much detail and work into the seal. It's like why? Like you really think someone's gonna see everything in this little freaking thing down here? No. If you make it big and bold, like like that, like the Arizona flag, you can look at the Arizona flag and go, yeah, that's cool. But this, it's like only you're using up like a fifth of the flag. It's just like a waste of space, and it's kind of just dumb.
There is one flag that I will give exception to the hate for the blue background. And it will be Pennsylvania, and I'll explain when we get there.
Okay, okay. I'll let you know when we hit Pennsylvania. Up next, Michigan. We
It's another
have
blue.
the flag of Mitch's Michigan. I do like the elk on the side and a little Bigfoot dude that's in the center. Uh but it's pretty sad too. So it's going down in the F tier with the other blue background seals.
it meets its fellow competitors in worst flag of U.S.
Exactly. Up after
It
that, you know what this one is? Minnesota. We have the Minnesota flag.
I like the different blue.
It is a
It's a
slightly
nice
different blue and is a slightly different seal. It is.
Nothing too interesting, to be honest.
It's,
I'd give it
yeah.
a D.
I was gonna say D
It's
tier.
got
It's
the
not.
different blue.
It's not the same blue, and it's a slightly more interesting seal, but still, it's pretty lackluster. Um, Up after that, Missouri, the flag
Every
of
time I see
Missouri.
Missouri's, I see Croatia with a seal.
Is that really Croatia's flag?
Yeah, they just have a different seal in the middle.
Interesting. Well, I feel like
They
this is
have
like
their
half of the
checkered shield.
like world country flags. Like half of the world has red, white, and blue. It's just a matter of what order and in which orientation.
I mean, it's also the Dutch flag with a seal in
Norwegian.
the middle. It's also
Wait, not Norwegian.
the French flag rotated with a seal.
It's the Russian flag with a seal
Just rearranged.
and rearranged
It's,
colors. There's the point is there's a lot of flags that are red, white, and blue, and this one is no exception. Although
it's
I will
nothing
say,
special.
in the middle, in the very middle, it's really hard to see in here, but it's kind of split into three. You got the upper left, like a blue moon. The bottom left, you got like a red bear, and then on the right, you got the eagle with the shield. I think that is kind of cool, but
It's so small.
it's
Just
so small.
make that your flag.
Yeah, if you literally just made this very inner portion the flag, I think it would have been way cooler.
It's just the fact that they put the best part of the flag as the smallest part.
Yeah, and when this thing's like flanging and flinging and flying and flipping around up on a top of a pole, you're not gonna see that tiny thing in the middle. You're gonna see the big colors. There's a reason why most countries' flags have just bold colors, and that's it. It's because you can't see these little details.
It's very pointless how much effort is put into like the tiniest bit of the flag. It's like, really, like you
Yeah.
could have just made that
Right.
your flag.
Come on, come on. But here we go with the Missouri flag. I had to double check what flag this was again. What are we thinking on this one?
Say C.
C tier.
It kind of fits the whole idea of like a bunch of states made up into one bigger country because it's pretty unique. It says Missouri, not like directly, I don't think, but it's different.
Yeah, it's slightly different. Now here's where we have to hop over because what we have here, I think this was the old Mississippi flag, correct?
They changed it recently because people don't like the traitor flag on it.
Yeah.
Old one, I gotta give it an F.
Oh yeah,
I
obviously. Do. But we're gonna
the new one.
Let me flip over and there we go. Hang on, give me 1 second.
A little bit of tech issue here.
Just a little technical difficulty. So this is what the original or not the original. This is what the new Mississippi flag looks like. And I gotta say, this is some pretty S tier. This is, I think this is an S tier.
I can't see it. Is OBS seeing it though?
Yeah.
Because I know what it looks like as long as OBS can.
Yeah, OBS is seeing it. I think this is a pretty fire flag. The little gold star in the top is pretty sick. The gold in the little lotus flower thing, and just the presentation. It's sleek. It's simple, but it's got enough to say Mississippi. So, I would say new Mississippi flag S tier. S tier.
I'd say A tier. I wouldn't say S, just because I'm bitter that the flag I liked the most that was going up for the vote did not win. Because I don't know if you know this. They had a vote. They had 5 contenders.
Really?
Yeah, well, they let everyone like submit flags, and
Oh,
then chose five for I believe the people of Mississippi to vote on.
interesting.
And the one I like the most did not make the cut. I'm a little bitter about that. So I give it an A. It probably deserves an S.
I would say so. I like the new flag. I would wear that on a shirt. I would wear that on a shirt.
Would you?
Yeah. I genuinely really like that flag. Something about it. Uh Moving on though. If you couldn't tell, this next one is Montana.
Montana.
This is such a boring
I,
flag.
I'm saying immediate F for the like impact font on a blue background.
Dude, the drawing, like the thing that they use for it looks like a third grader drew it. It's got like
I would rather
shaky.
just the drawing. Really, I would. Because at
Yeah.
least then it's like, oh, look, we have nature.
Like if they just did the drawing, it would have been like, ah, that's just its art style. But because he had like the nice font above it, it's just like it's bad contrast of like,
It's
uh, it's F tier.
F tier.
There's really nothing else to say other than F tier.
Yeah, it's ugly.
Yeah. Next up, North Carolina. North Carolina
I
Panthers.
I'm
Actually,
pretty
yeah.
I'm pretty indifferent to the North Carolina flag. It's not
Yeah. I
really
do
good.
like the
It's not
NC.
terrible.
I think that's cool where they do like their initial. It's like their initials almost on the flag. I think it would have
Yeah,
been cool if other states did that. Like CA for California, like CO for Colorado. I guess Colorado did kind of do that. CO. Um, but I also just don't like these banners up top and bottom. Not a fan of
they
them.
look like they're trying to be fancy, but
Yeah.
you're North Carolina. Let's be real, dude.
Yeah. So I would say it's probably C, D tier.
Yeah, I'd throw it in D tier personally. Pretty high D tier though. Like it's on the cusp of being a C.
Yeah, I feel like it's better than the others, but it's not like fantastic. I do say that I like the initials. It's
I
like
do
signing
too.
your name. Um, Up next.
I think
Oh,
that's Oregon.
no. You think this one's Oregon? Do you not see the one down here that
Oh
literally
no,
says State of
I'm
Oregon?
illiterate. I'm illiterate.
This is North Dakota. And while I do hate the blue background seal, this one at
I
least
do
has
like the eagle.
the eagle. This one at least has the eagle with the American shield with the arrows and the I forget it. They taught us this
Olive
in
branch?
school. Is that what it is? I always forget what's in the other eagle's hand. They always say like the eagle has the arrows in one and something else in the other, and I always forget what the plant is. Or
I think it's an olive branch for like peace, but
eh,
I don't know.
yeah, but it's supposed to
I'm gonna
represent
be real though.
like peace, strength, and like prosperity, or something.
Yeah,
But
you know, American things.
yeah, everything associated with America. I would throw this in the D tier. I don't think it deserves F. The blue
Yeah, I
background
don't think it's
deserves
an
F.
F.
Like if they switch the blue background to a white background, it would be so much better.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say it's a low D. Like it's right there with the light blue background,
Yeah.
but honestly, it's not terrible.
Mhm. It's definitely not as bad as this next flag that we have.
I could look at it and tolerate it.
Yeah. But this next flag, I cannot tolerate this. This is just
F.
so Nebraska,
And with,
be ashamed.
and with that, the second level of Fs has appeared.
Yeah, we went into this. We knew there were going to be a lot of low tier. It's really funny because you watch a lot of like, or you see a lot of tier lists, and
They try and balance it.
they try and balance it, or it's a little top heavy just because they like so many. But there's so many bad ones here that it's just like, all right, let's rip into them. Let's make this F tier like 3 deep, 3 layers deep.
Honestly, yeah, because I feel like just if you aren't the first person to do it, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's just ugly.
So, Nebraska, sorry but not sorry. It sucks.
Sorry, but you deserve it.
And right there behind them, New Hampshire. Slightly better. They added a little more color, and they actually have like a ship in the middle. But again, if they just took the little picture in the middle and made that the flag, I think it would have been a cool flag. But they added the blue background in the stupid seal, so yeah, down an F.
Terrible.
It's just sad.
What really upsets me about the blue background flags is how much wasted potential there is.
I know, it's like they just kind of cheated out. They're like, I don't really want to add color or like, anything interesting.
We've got a state seal already. Why should we have to make a flag?
Yeah, they literally just like, okay, you guys are a state now. Here's your homework. You have to come up with a seal, you got to come up with a flag, and you got to come up with your state animal, right? And they're like, guys, can we just like cheat and like copy the seal over to the flag? And they're like, that is a great idea. Let's copy paste this. No one stopped them. And the worst thing is, everyone else started doing it too. And it's like, okay. Enough of that. We have the next one up, which I've never seen this flag either. I didn't know this existed. I guess I knew the New Jersey flag existed. I just didn't know what it looked like. But here it is. This beige tan sandstone background with 2 women and a horse head. It's kind of weird, not gonna lie, but it's a different color. It's
definitely different.
It's pretty sad when it gets to the point of like we're given, we're liking flags simply because they're not a blue background. That's how that's how sad this is. So I would say this one's probably C tier.
Yeah, C.
It's not super special, but again, not a blue background.
It's not horrible.
Yeah, I'm just curious. It's just kind of weird. They just have a horse head on top of like this mantle thing, and it's just why just the horse head?
Maybe it's like a call to like the Native Americans who were there who used horses well or something like that.
Maybe.
And they didn't want to draw a whole ass horse.
True. I don't know. I just
They're
think
like,
it looks goofy. Seeing like people walk around with those horse head masks so often now, it's just kind of like that's what it reminds me of. This next flag though, I like this flag. I like it a lot. I also like their license plates. I absolutely love New Mexico license plates.
I definitely say New Mexico earns itself an A.
I was gonna say even S tier, but we'll go with A. Fine. I'd say high A though. I'm putting it up. I'm putting it up high A. It's pretty sick. It's simplistic, but it's got a cool design, and it really it represents New Mexico. It has that Aztec feel, that Native American feel. I just think it looks sick. And if you've ever seen the New Mexico license plates, those things are so cool.
So
like the blue and gold one.
So to be specific, the symbol in the middle represents the Zia people, who are a Native American group. In New Mexico, and their religion is circled around a circle of life, which has 4 directions. Kinda, and then there's the 4 times of day, the 4 stages of life, and the 4 seasons. So 4 is like their big thing in this culture.
That's cool, and the flag really represents that.
There's 4 points in each direction, and there's 4 directions that are being pointed in. So I think it's a great call to the large Native American population that reside in this state.
Can we put this as an F tier? No, S tier.
Yeah, I think it should go up.
I didn't know about that tidbit, and with
I didn't
that,
either. I just Googled it.
you knew about that. You obviously knew about that. You looked it
Yes,
up
I am
before.
a
We were
master
prepared for
flag
this
knowledge
episode.
man.
Um, but that's super
I think
interesting.
that
And the
tidbit
fact,
definitely pushes it up.
oh yeah, and the fact that like it actually represents more than just here's my seal. I'm lazy. It shows the work ethic difference between the Native Americans and the lazy invading Americans. So
I think
I'm
the
just saying,
Americans
we're
still
lazy.
made
We
that.
are so fucking lazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I can't really argue that those backgrounds aren't lazy.
Speaking of lazy, Nevada. It's pretty
Thumbs down.
boring. It's pretty boring.
If I was a Roman emperor, this would get the thumbs down and it would get the lion on it.
What I don't understand is at the top it says Battleborn. Like what? Battle born for I get, but like you're Nevada. Who are you gonna fight? You're landlocked. Who are you
Yeah,
gonna
and
fight?
like Nevada didn't
California?
even fight for their independence from like Britain or anything. Why do they have
Do,
Battleborn as
they
their
have
like?
they have two main cities, and that's it. That's it. You got Reno. You got Las Vegas.
I guess
And
it's a battle trying to get through Reno.
I would say it's a battle just to live in Reno. So I'm throwing this down in F tier.
They got a different blue, but it's not enough to save them.
No. What's up next? Flag of New York. This one,
New York, you're pathetic. You can do so much better. F.
yeah. I mean, it comes again from New York trying to copy over, things from crests and ideas. I also hate the stupid in the at the bottom it says Excelsior pluribus unum.
Pluribus unum. Yeah, that's the U.S. thing. E pluribus unum from many one.
Oh,
Get your own thing, New York.
yeah.
Be original.
I mean, their name is literally New York, as in a copy from the other York. So, kind of hard to be
Definitely.
original when you're already a copy from the start. Now, this next
Yeah.
one, I gotta say, I like it. I like it. Slightly different. And if you actually look at it, like the flag, it's not square. It's like actually
Oh
shaped
yeah.
like this, which I think is super cool. It reminds me of like the
I
Nepal
don't
flag.
think you told the fans what flag this was.
I was hyping it up because as soon as I say the name, people are gonna go, oh. But
Fair
it's the
enough.
flag of Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio,
Yeah.
I believe, is the only U.S. state or territory to have a non-rectangular flag.
Yeah. Dude, I love flags like that. Like I said, Nepal with their like like triangle flag, I think is super cool. So, and it has like the O here for like Ohio. I actually don't know if that means Ohio, but it's cool. I
I
would
think that's
say
just kind of like an American banner thing. I'd say it's an A tier.
I'd say solid A tier.
I love non-rectangular flags.
Yeah,
I
and just
love
look
when
at
they
that.
can.
It's like a pennant. You could fly this. I would
It's
wear this
almost
on a
more
shirt.
like a banner.
Yeah. Actually, if you turned it like 90 degrees, I can't turn it 90 degrees. But if you turned it 90 degrees and you hang, it looks like a banner. You're right.
Big fan of it.
Huge fans. Oklahoma is next up on the chopping block. Now, theirs is kind of like a Native American dream catcher with like a fern on in front of it. I don't know. It's okay. I don't like the big block letters that says Oklahoma, but what are you gonna do?
Like the Native American symbolism, because if you're not from the U.S. or you got shitty education in the U.S., you may not know a lot of the Native American tribes kind of got sent to reservations in Oklahoma when they were kicked out of their land. So I think that it's kind of cool to represent that large part of their population that kind of got sent there.
Yeah, but we're
I'd
not
give it
here to.
an F.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're not here to you know give it credit based on. Actually, we did give it credit based on New Mexico. I ignore that. Oklahoma's a
anyways,
blue
Oregon.
background. Oregon, F tier. We hate
F tier.
Oregon.
Bad. Bad.
Oregon's just bad. Like literally, this is probably my least favorite flag on here, just because it's two tone
I don't
and
know.
it's a blue background.
I just like Kansas more just because of the font.
Where is? Oh yeah, Kansas. They're both bad. They're both bad.
Yeah.
But up next, and this one, you had a
I
special say in. Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania was actually the first state to do the blue background.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah. So, you know how like whenever you see bullet time in a movie where like a character's dodging stuff in like slow-mo, you're like, "Okay, I've seen this enough times. I do not care."
You
But
see it
when
in
you
the
see it in
Matrix,
the
you're like, that's
Matrix, you're like,
sick.
"Oh, yeah, like they
Oh
were
yeah.
the first ones to do it."
Yeah.
I'm the same with the blue background in the Pennsylvania flag. In like 1787 or something, they threw that together and they were the first one to do it. So I don't think it's fair to shit on them because everyone else has a blue background. I think
That's fair.
we need
Yeah.
to examine it ignoring that fact, which still it isn't great.
I
I'd
do
give it a
like
C
the
tier.
horses. The horses are cool. As well as the eagle on top. But yeah, we are definitely giving them special treatment because they were the first, and they don't deserve punishment for everyone else's crimes.
Yeah,
And yes,
it's not
making your
great.
flag the blue background and a seal is a crime. It should
Definitely.
be at
Like,
least.
if you are proud of a state flag that is a blue background, I think you should immediately seek out your local therapist.
Oh wait, hold up. I just realized the Oregon flag has a backside to it.
It does? Is it different?
Yeah, it's got a beaver on the backside. I'm
Hold
not
on.
even kidding. Here, like we pull this up. I don't know if you can see on stream, but
Oregon flag back.
it's called Oregon
That's just a
flag
beaver.
reverse. It's just a beaver. Which honestly, if they threw this up instead, I would rather just have this on my flag than
I would rather the blue beaver, to be honest.
yeah.
I think the beaver moves them a bit higher in the F tier, like maybe first row F.
Well, we'll throw them somewhere in the middle here. They're above Kansas, but
And I would move the old Mississippi flag to the very bottom of F.
yeah. Um, but yeah, Oregon. Why didn't you just use the beaver? That literally
If
represents
Oregon
your
just
entire state perfectly. You don't have to put anything else on there. We know that's Oregon. Beaver is Oregon.
honestly, like, and if they even wanted to do like, oh, let's throw when we got statehood a beaver and like 1859, I would be happy.
That's all they needed to do. But no, they had to throw this stupid seal in there in the state of Oregon. No. Okay.
No, terrible.
Bad. Next up, Rhode Island. The smallest Oh, this is hilarious. The smallest state in the United States, and their flag, the only words they have on it are hope. That's the only I think that perfectly just represents Rhode Island. Cuz they are so underrepresented. Like when they first came out and they had like the each state is like based on population or whatever, they got nowhere because their population is tiny. I mean, even though it's still I think larger than like I guess per capita it's like larger than Wyoming,
like a lot
but
of
like
states.
but still like they were so tiny they didn't get any representation. So I think it's pretty ironic that the only word on their flag is hope.
It's kind of sad.
It's a little sad, but also I kind of like this flag. I like the anchor. It's white background. You got the stars, and it's a nice color palette: white, gold, and blue. I think it's a nice color palette. It's not great. I want to say B tier, but I feel like that's putting it too high.
Yeah.
Should we go C tier?
I'd say C is pretty fair to it with
Okay.
just how
It is a little sad that they have to put hope on their flag to inspire everyone, but
hope. We can hope that one day we'll be a relevant state.
oh, that's unfortunate. Next up, though, S I think is a sick flag. South Carolina. Now, I'm not really
I
sure how this represents South Carolina,
I
but
get the palm tree.
really? Do they have palm trees in South Carolina?
I think so.
Huh. Well, the more you
Um,
know. How do you
so
feel about this?
apparently they've always had the moon. The palm tree did not show up
Really?
until they became a state. I'm on the Wikipedia page right now.
Oh,
So during the 1775, they used just a crescent moon at the top left that said Liberty on it.
hmm.
Um, then they made a first official draft, which added the palm tree. Uh, and then they did a little reforming on the palm tree, a little more reforming on the palm tree. Then they made a trader flag. Um, I like actually when they were rebelling from the U.S., they had a very interesting naval flag, which was red and blue stripes with the text "Don't tread on me" and a snake.
Oh, is that where that comes from?
Yeah, apparently,
Really? I had no
yeah,
idea.
apparently that was their flag when they were rebelling.
Huh.
Um, According to this, the origin of the crescent had something to do with a battle they were a part of in the Revolutionary War.
Hmm.
Um, the fort was garrisoned by a fort they were holding against the British was being garrisoned by the 1st and 2nd regiments, whose uniforms were all blue and wore a silver crescent on the front of their cap,
Interesting.
and that is where their crescent came from, and the fort was on palm trees, and that was kind of their defining moment in the Revolutionary War.
Sorry for that cut. There may be some abruptness to that. We are back on our regularly scheduled program of flag rating. We
Um,
just finished talking about the South Carolina flag. I would give it as a B tier. I think
yeah,
it's
I'd say it's deserving of a B, maybe like a high C, low B.
yeah. Mm-hmm. I concur. Next up, South Dakota, the Sunshine State.
I'd say it's a D.
It's pretty sad, yeah.
It
You know,
like
it's
I
the
get that they're the
sunshine,
Sunshine State.
but there's not a lot of sunshine on this flag. They
There's
literally
no
they
passion. There is no.
wait. Did I say the Sunshine State? It literally says the Mount Rushmore State. Where did I get the Sunshine
I think
State?
that's Florida.
How did I? Well,
Anyways, we're
let's.
just gonna move on, but
Oh, you
ignoring
know
that
what?
one.
No, their old flag from 1909 to 1963 originally was the South Dakota. It's the same similar thing, except the sun was filled in all yellow, and it does say the Sunshine State. South Dakota was the Sunshine State. That is why I said that. Definitely knew that. Definitely wasn't just looking at the wrong page. But no, their current flag now is the Mount Rushmore State, which I think is more fitting because that's all you really know of South Dakota. Next
Yeah,
up,
I don't mean to hate on them, but I think a Rushmore, and that's
yeah,
really it.
yeah. Next up, we have the flag of Tennessee. This one's kind of strange. The cluster of
Not like a
stars,
Dragon Ball.
but if you also notice on the side, there's just a random white and blue bar. I
I
don't know
think they
why.
want it. They like the U.S. government told them they had to have red, white, and blue.
And they're like, yeah, we have red, and they're like, it has to be to a certain ratio. So they just slipped in this little bar on the side, and they're like, all right, now it's at the right ratio. And the government was just like, all right, fine. You can do what you want. But I do think it looks kind of like a Dragon Ball. It is.
Yeah, I do kind of like the Dragon Ball.
I do. I would honestly say B tier, B tier,
B tier?
B tier.
I guess.
It's simplistic, but like it's better than some of the others. But it doesn't represent Tennessee though. Like you don't
Yeah, I
look at
don't
that.
see what screams Tennessee about like that flag.
Yeah, maybe we pull it down to C tier, maybe, just because I don't. It doesn't really have any defining features. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't see anything that really speaks to me as being,
Tennessee,
yeah.
but it is a nice flag nonetheless.
It's not bad. It's just not Tennessee to me.
Yeah.
Maybe people from Tennessee disagree.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, that's a shame.
Better get on the come on the podcast and defend yourself.
Debate us.
Yes.
This is now a Tennessee slander podcast.
Tennessee and France
Um,
bashing podcast.
I think this next one needs no introduction. Everyone has seen someone flying
Everyone
this
knows
flag.
this. People outside of the country know this flag. This is the only this and like the California flag are like the only two that like actually have like some kind of knowledge outside of international knowledge. But for those of you who are living under a rock and have absolutely no clue, this is the Texas flag, the Lone Star State, which ironically enough, California in 1836 actually had what they called the California Lone Star flag. So this isn't the first Lone Star. The original Lone Star actually belongs to California. Actually, I don't know if it's originally.
No, Texas actually popped out first.
No, yeah, I take back that previous statement. 1863 is, in fact, after 17 whenever Texas joined.
Texas joined late, like 1860, but they got that flag pretty early, like the 1850s. Like,
actually, they made the flag the same year. The Texas Revolution, flag of the Republic of Texas, is the California Lone Star flag, except it's a gold star instead of a white star with a blue background. Both of them have blue backgrounds.
They used to be buddies.
Yeah, they used to be buddies.
And now look.
Now, so what do we think of this flag? Because like I said,
honestly, I'm not a huge fan. I don't see the hype about it.
I don't think it represents Texas very well.
Well, I think it does because they forced it to.
I guess.
Like they've been just parading it about for so long that now it kind of does just because of how loudly they said it does.
Yeah. It's one of those things you say it enough times. Yeah. Yep. You took the words right out of my mouth. So, are we feeling C tier, D tier, F tier? I'm thinking maybe C or D. Because it's not a horrible flag, but
I feel like if we gave it D, our lives would be a little in danger.
I didn't consider that. I should probably watch what I say about these states.
Nah.
Well, I mean, there's some people out there in some states that I would refrain from speaking of some matters. But moving on, we have the flag of Utah.
Terrible. I will slander that flag.
Yeah, it is pretty sad. It is
pretty sad flag for a pretty sad state.
Yeah, honestly, Utah. You don't got much going for you. You had the Olympics. You hosted the Olympics.
You've got Mormons, and you've got like these cool rocks. They're like really heavy in iron or something, so they're red.
I will say, actually, Park City, Utah is beautiful. Park City, Utah.
Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is also pretty nice.
I'm not a huge fan of Salt Lake City. Been there.
It's kind of cool. It's got its cool bits.
The big lake, it's cool, but like there's bigger lakes. So.
Do gotta say, not at all biased. St. George, Utah, my favorite place in the whole state.
Totally not biased though.
No, not like that's the place I've been to the most in Utah, and also, just is the least like Utah.
Fair enough. Cranking out these last few, we have the flag of Virginia. think it's safe to say. Throw that back down, that bad boy
Yeah,
down
that
there. We breaching 3 levels deep now in the F tier. Blue background. This next one, Flag of Vermont. Again, if they just kept only the tree in the middle, or that little imagery in the middle, I think it would have been cool. But they had to do the stupid blue background and the seal. And they're like,
yeah.
guys, this is going to be cool. And everyone was like, guys, this is so boring. But you know what's not
Please
boring?
stop. You're the 8th state to submit this week. Stop copying each other's homework.
It's so bad. It's so sad. But to make up for it, we have the flag of Washington.
The state.
The state, not DC. Does DC even have a flag? I don't
think so. I would assume so.
Oh, yeah, it does. It does. But the flag of Washington, I like this flag. I like this flag a lot. Maybe it's because I'm
different.
Biased and I love the green and I love George Washington, but I think it's a sick flag. I would throw it up in B tier.
Really?
I would say it's a B tier flag.
I don't really have a strong feel one way or another about it. I think it's pretty alright. I personally would say more of a C tier, but if you're feeling B, I will support you in that.
The only thing I don't like is how it says the seal of the state of Washington.
Yeah, that's where a lot of my hesitation
I wish
comes
it could be omitted if they literally just kept the inner circle. If they literally just got rid of the text, kept the yellow ring, and it would have been so cool. But what are you gonna do?
You work with what you get.
Yeah, and what I'm not gonna be working with is this Wisconsin flag that is, again,
immediate
bold. Stop. Just stop with the bold.
And the year. I don't like the year. Oregon did it as well.
Yeah. It's not
I don't care. That's not like that. No.
Now, how do we feel about this next one? The state of West Virginia.
I kind of am fine with it.
I would say D tier. It's not F tier, but it's also not really anything exciting.
It's not great. It's just kind of there.
Yeah. And then finally, last but not least, the flag of the state which does not exist, Wyoming.
I really like it. I really like Wyoming's flag.
The only thing I hesitate about is the seal, but
it's not really a seal, though.
It's cool because they hide it in the buffalo. Yeah. And I got us, actually, is it a buffalo or a bison? Because there is a difference. And I want to say it's a bison because I'm pretty sure most all buffalo have gone extinct after we shot
they're coming back. American bison.
It's a bison. Dude, and I gotta say, Wyoming is one of the most prettiest states.
So, the flag of the state of Wyoming consists of the silhouette of the American bison. The red around the border symbolizes the Native Americans and the blood of pioneers who gave their lives to settle the territory. The white is a symbol of purity and uprightness. The blue is the color of the skies and the distant mountains, which their mountains are nice.
I gotta say, Wyoming is just gorgeous. I love Wyoming.
Honestly, I love the bison. I personally, in my biased opinion, say this is an A.
And I would agree with you. The bison.
I think that the bison just really does it for me. I don't know.
And that'll do it for this episode of the ADHD podcast, episode 4. Let us know if you have anything you want us to rate in the future. And we will see you all next time. Peace.